Hello comrades, Commissar Bro here today with one of my favorite games of all time. Like, seriously, Uprising Join or Die is an action strategy game that I fucking love. And as you can see here, this is the satellite view, and what I just did was I called in a citadel, I called in a power building, infantry building, and a tank building, and I will explain each one of those as the game goes on. So, to re-emphasize my point one more time, I fucking love this game. Now you're going to notice while I'm playing it, if it looks a bit clunky, but don't worry, that's just because it's an older game and I'm using newer equipment to play it. Also, if you hear sniffles and all sorts of stuff, it's because I'm sick. The pollen is everywhere, man. It's killing me. Anyway, Uprising Join or Die. Essentially, this is an action strategy game that came out back in like 97. Right? Where essentially you drive around in this tank called the Wraith and you kick fucking ass. Like, seriously, you kick ass. I was literally just writing the review for this game for the 3-year anniversary when I stumbled upon the fact that it had been re-released on GOG.com, and now I am absolutely ecstatic to be able to play this game once again. Now, what you can do in this tank, not only can you be a total bastion of badassery, but you can also call in units. So in this case, you would press F1 to call in soldiers, F2 to call in tanks, and so on and so forth. You've also got this little power triangle here with the weapons, the speed, and the shield. And essentially, when you have it all the way up to weapons, you shoot really fast and you do a little bit more damage. If you have it over to speed, your tank is going to move comically fast. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous how fast it moves. And if you have it over to shields, as long as you're not getting shot repeatedly by the most strongest thing in the game, you're pretty much unkillable. So, it's kind of trying to find a way to balance these three power systems, in a sense, to keep yourself alive. Now, maxing out, your weapons, obviously, is going to make you more vulnerable to damage. But you can dish out so much more damage, and so on and so forth. Now, these buildings that I'm attacking here, and if I didn't make it clear, I'm actually narrating over the game because I can't turn down the volume of the game while I'm playing it for some reason, and it's really fucking loud, and I wouldn't be able to narrate over it if I tried. So, anyway, narrating, I'm doing commentary, post-game commentary, yes, make it sound all professional. But these buildings I'm attacking are native factories. They're the natives of the planet, and we're trying to reconquer this planet for the rebellion. There's infantry factories, there's tank factories, they're going to have turrets all over the place, they're going to have bomber factories, what we're going to see later on as I plow through the enemies here of infantry and tanks. And there's also AAV, which is basically attack aircraft vehicles. And they are a pain in the ass. Now, one thing, again, I do want to make clear that I mentioned it previously, but something I want to hit on again, is the control is a little wonky in here. That's why you're going to see me doing a lot of side strafing, because what I do is I keep the targeting reticule, like the crosshairs, on the target and just strafe it, rather than trying to move the mouse and readjust the mouse, because the mouse is being weird. I'm not sure why. I could probably adjust that in the controls, but again, it might just be because it's like a newer mouse on a much older game or something. I don't know. Anyway, we see here is me shooting at an enemy aircraft, shooting him down and blowing off in the distance. I love it. This is an enemy aircraft factory. We're going to call in our infantry, because what infantry do, if it wasn't clear by now, is, aside from being able to shoot at enemy targets, they'll run up to buildings, they'll plant bombs on the buildings and blow the buildings up. You also have power-ups. That's what I just ran over and picked up just now. There's power-ups of all sorts. There's basically replenishing ammo, there's extra lives, and so on and so forth. What I just did to that building was I called in a bomber and blew that son of a bitch to hell. A bomber's pretty much the most effective way to eliminate enemy buildings. Like, infantry is really good, but bombers are way better. Now, keep in mind, when you call units in, it costs resources. You could see resources at the bottom right, to the just to the right of the minimap. It's that number. It says about 3,900 or 3,300, whatever. So every time you call in units, it costs resources to do it. To build buildings costs resources, and so on. That's what you build the power plant for. You build the power plant and it mines out the resources, or the mining facility, sorry. It's power plant or mining facility, something like that. I don't remember the name. Anyway, you use it to mine out of the ground. Now, to call in a citadel, just so you know, because if you're one of those people that doesn't check controls first, like me, I remember, because just from where I used to play this game all the time when I was a kid, it's F9 to call in a citadel. I don't remember any of the other hotkeys to call in buildings and things like that. So, yeah. Now, there are upgrades for all the buildings. So, basically, it'll let you call in, like, 2 squads of better infantry, upgraded infantry, and so on and so forth. All the units are upgraded in between the levels. This game actually plays as a campaign. So you fight over planets and multiple planets over multiple maps. I think there's like 11 different systems and like 2 to 3 planets per system or something like that. It's a really long game and it's really fucking hard. So you gotta be careful. And like these missions I'm playing here, like this one right here, is a really easy mission. As opposed to some of the stuff you start running into later on. Also, a hotkey to change your power specs to max either which way, basically, is C. If you press C, it'll change it to speed, it'll change it to weapons or shield or balance automatically. And you just press that. Look at all these guys. They're about to get fucking mowed down. Like, look how fast. You see how ridiculously fast this tank moves at max speed? It makes no sense. But yeah, we're about to max out our weapon damage here and then just freaking smother these guys. Like, I mean, look, it's like, oh, you got a lot of infantry. That's fucking cute. Let me just mow them all down. Let me get that tank and, oh yeah, they're all fucking dead. Look at that. All dead. So there's 2 enemy forces that you will fight in this game. You will fight the Imperium and you will fight Native. Again, Native forces are just people who live on the planet who are fighting against you and trying to stop you from conquering the planet. Amazingly enough, you're not the bad guy, or at least you think you're not. If there's a twist later on, that's for you to decide if you go and play the second game. But anyway, so the red guys, basically, if you see red on them, they're the natives. The orange guys are the Imperium. They're the ones who have more sophisticated technology, and they have harder stuff to kill. And we'll see them when I start attacking the actual citadel itself. So, now that I've basically explained this game, well, you know what, I should mention a couple other things as well. Like I said before, units can be upgraded, buildings get upgraded in between levels, your tank gets upgraded, you get new weapons, new weapon unlocks. Right now I have the 2 basic weapons of rockets and fucking, like, machine gun laser. I don't know what the hell it is, but basically it's just a laser. You can upgrade your tank, the Wraith. You can upgrade that. Now, when you upgrade units, they actually do get new unit models and so on and so forth. But yeah, so fun stuff. And there's unlockable stuff like, for example, those giant pillars you probably saw. Those giant pillars are actually holding in 2 power-ups that I can't reach until I complete an unspecified objective. And look at that bomber going in to bomb the shit out of that infantry factory. Doop, 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 doop. Boom, dead. But anyway, so yeah, you'll have stuff like that as well. You've got all sorts of different biomes, like volcano type planets, like Mustafar looking lava planets. You've got snow planets. You've got tropical planets like this one that I'm on. You have like water planets. There's giant factory planets and shit. This game was made by a development team of like 5 people back in 96, 97. Keep that in mind, okay? And this game is the shit. It even has multiplayer. I don't know if the multiplayer works, but by God, it fucking has it. And it's awesome that it has that. I've never actually played the multiplayer in the game, so I can't say if it is awesome. But the fact that it has it is awesome. Anyway, you can tell I'm ridiculously excited for this game. I'm so happy to be able to play this game again. Again, this is one of my favorite games of all fucking time. Hands down. I know it doesn't look like much, and you're probably sitting there like, this doesn't look that fun, but take my word for it. This is a great way to pass time. Like, the levels don't drag on too long. Sometimes some of the levels are a little bit longer than the others, but as a rule, it's a pretty fast-paced game. It's still a strategy game where you're calling in units and doing a little bit of resource management. It's not so complicated that you're ever going to feel lost, but it is a really tough game. Like, it's hard. It's definitely hard, especially if you're not good at Twitch shooter type games, because this one definitely meshes Twitch shooter like Unreal Tournament with, with like a strategy game of sorts. I know like games like Battlezone are much slower paced than this game, so you have more time to kind of think and plan out what you're going to do. But this game is definitely, just bam, slam, bam, thank you, ma'am, kind of thing. But anyway, I'm just going to let the rest of this footage play out. I'm so happy this game's out, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. And if you want to buy this game, it is $5.99 on GOG.com. Go buy it right fucking now and support this game, because you never know. It might come back. They might make a third one or a full-on remastered version where they like update the models or some crazy shit like that if they see there's an interest in it. And oh my sweet baby fucking Jesus, if they did, let me tell you, son, it would be amazing. Anyway, this has been CB, and I'll see you next time.
Target acquired. ETA 7 ticks and counting. Hold your position!
Satellite view.
Releasing payload.
Critical.
Deploy. Moving in.
Satellite view. Mission accomplished.